My first guest is a friend of the program and the managing editor over at RedState.com in the Salem family, Jennifer Van Laar. Okay, what is this like? Trump is taking over. Did Hillary Clinton, when she took over the DNC, go, I'm not hiring any of my friends or any of my confidants. I'm just going to take resumes. Who are we kidding? That's what nominees do.
Exactly. That's exactly what nominees do. And thank goodness we had Trump to come in and start cleaning house from some of the hacks that have been in there and probably helped cost him the 2020 election. He took it over after 2016 when he was the nominee and then won. And I don't know what happened along the way there. Maybe it's just the way that bureaucracies end up going back to the mean of hacks and people in the middle trying to stick their hand out and get money. But I'm very glad that Trump and is taking these moves along with Chris LaCivita, who he put over there to be in charge of streamlining the operations. You know, he's a former Marine, so you always want a Marine to go in there and clean things up.
We talk about the politicos. There's a website, obviously Politico, but when you fill up a party or an agency or anything with people who aren't really good at their job, they know someone, they make relationships, but they're not. These people weren't good at running the RNC. Okay, Ronna McDaniel was not good. And if there's any questions on why didn't Trump do this sooner, well, there's an entire apparatus to take apart. You can't expect the guy to win an election, take apart the party, take apart the federal bureaucracies. It seems like there was a lot of lessons learned along the way, but you have a lot of these people stuffing up offices and not getting it done.
Exactly. It's just like, you and I like politics. We like talking about it. That doesn't mean that either of us should be running a digital operation or a fundraising operation at the RNC. And that's what you have going on over there is people who enjoyed politics, who maybe have some good political understanding and opinions, put in these positions that they're just not qualified for. And now they're getting people or attempting to get people who actually are qualified for it and take apart the bureaucracy where they're overpaying people for things that they're not delivering.
I'll give you an example, and we've heard this frequent complaint on this program, both on radio and television, from grassroots candidates, especially Black and Hispanic candidates who are running in or around major cities. No help from the RNC. Trump is actively trying to court urban voters, and you have a bunch of people, even though the guy lives in a country club, he doesn't act country club. He understands that these people have not gotten the Republican message, and Republicans have just ceded so much territory and millions of voters to the Democrats.
Exactly. And Trump did get rid of the person. I didn't even know their name until I saw it today. We had a Black engagement director at the RNC. That person has now been fired. And they make a big deal at the DNC and even the mainstream conservative publications saying, well, they got rid of these community center people. What are they going to do for engagement? Well, if the community center is just there to just say you have a community center and the people running it are ineffective, what good does it do? I would rather have them reopen, and this is what the plan seems to be, with a center that's actually going to do things like go help get out the vote, go interact within the community, and not just be some kind of a label to say, oh yeah, we did that, we checked that box. So I'm hopeful for what this is going to mean for the urban vote.
Look, I get it. Everybody is working on their resume, right? I mean, when you deal with members of the House and the Senate, sometimes when you're talking to their staffers, right, that if they're not giving you access, it's because they don't think it's going to further their career, right? So when you hire people who are just focused on their resume, who are just trying to, climb the ladder. Look, the Democrats have that too, but those people are believers, okay? They are down for the cause. There are just one too many Republicans that just want to be in the center of power and in the oasis. And I got news for you. The Ken Bucks of the world are real. There is a Republican wing of the Democrat Party that are there to sabotage Republicans and do the bidding of Democrats.
Right. And you played that clip from, I think it was MSNBC in the intro, and the level of wailing from the Democrats shows you just how afraid they are of this new move within the RNC. They know that this is exactly what the RNC needs to do. And if it wasn't going to be effective, they wouldn't be wailing about it all week on their shows.
Yeah. And the bottom line is, like it or not, MAGA is the largest plurality of voters in the Republican Party. Now you have to get outside the base. You do need to win independent voters and disaffected Democrats, but you aren't going to do that with a bunch of hacks.
You're not going to do it with a bunch of donor babies, people who have grown up in little cloistered areas and don't understand anything about anything outside of the Beltway. So I love what they're doing here. I love that they want to see results from people that they hire and want people who can actually show that they have accomplished something in the past.
Thank you so much for joining us. All right. Somehow, Jake Sullivan and the Pentagon found $300 million, $300 more million to send to Ukraine. Take a look.
So today, on behalf of President Biden, I'm announcing an emergency package of security assistance of $300 million worth of weapons and equipment to address some of Ukraine's pressing needs. This is possible because of unanticipated cost savings in contracts that DoD negotiated to replace equipment we've already sent to Ukraine through previous drawdowns.
Oh, another paper trick. They must have a lot of changes in the sofa cushions at the DoD. Well, that's going to give you a little bit of a taste of the monologue. My argument is next.